just like that, she decided to fly. She took a moment as if she was saying thank you and goodbye and flew away into my cabbage plant, gracefully in the warm summer air. And listen, I give full consent to this butterfly living in my cabbage plant, even if it eats it. Actually, I really hope she doesn't leave. But now, maybe you're thinking she could have hatched by herself in the garden, and rightfully so. It's definitely a strong possibility. But what a lot of people don't realize is that oftentimes eggs or butterfly chrysalises don't survive and get to reach the stage of hatching, since there are a lot of dangers posed in their environment and a lot of different creatures that can eat them and search for the chrysalis or eggs as food. So that's why if I do find them, I consider myself lucky to be able to take them in and provide an even safer environment for them to reach the hatching stage and hopefully live out the rest of their lives in my garden. I couldn't believe all of this happened so fast, and I also had those tiny oval-shaped yellow eggs that I found on the plant leaf too. And at this point, you're probably wondering if those ever even turned into ladybugs, and how I even knew it was ladybug larvae. Well, I'm happy to report that they did, and I had an unbelievable experience hatching those into ladybugs too. I have a longer video about the ladybugs, but the short version here is that they hatched from the eggs, became tiny little larvae that would crawl around and eat the leaves, and then they soon grew into bigger bugs with cool spikes on their backs and a red, orange, black coloring. And then, just like that, I noticed one day the bugs started to stick themselves to the sides of the enclosure and they started to flap up and down for a couple of days, until the bug sort of became the shape of what a ladybug would be, and a very light pink yellow color. And then they soon morphed from that light pink ladybug shape into a real ladybug. But it actually did take some time for the spots to morph onto the ladybug. And then I soon realized that this was not in fact a ladybug after all, but a lady beetle. And the difference is in the number of spots they have on their bodies. And soon, when the ladybug was ready, she too flew away into the beautiful warm summer air. And listen, after this happened, I got a huge obsession with hatching tiny creatures into their fullest form. And since then, I've hatched creatures like hornworms into hawk moths, Mexican jumping beans into tiny adult moths, mealworms into beetles, a morning cloak caterpillar to an adult butterfly, silkworms that I haven't successfully hatched into silk moths yet, but we got them to the cocoon stage. And there's more, okay? So listen, I don't plan to stop anytime soon. These tiny creatures fill me up with life. Because why would you stop when you can witness such a mesmerizing and beautiful